All right, guys, welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to drive and make this video and try not to touch the phone too much, okay? So this video is going to be about Lou, okay? Lou versus Wall Street. A lot of you guys know Lou versus Wall Street. A lot of you guys just recently met him. And some of you guys been knowing him for a very long time. Okay? So you already know, if you don't know the story, but you do know the story, that Lou was one of the people that were trying to make it known about the corruption in the stock market, make it known about all these illegal things that happen in the market. And the biggest thing was, it was about AMC, okay? So when GameStop had a squeeze, the next thing was targeted was like AMC, okay? From what I understand, this is when I kind of came in. Now, prior to this, I was in the crypto market. I was in the crypto market learning about crypto for a couple years. And then I kind of ventured off to the stock market, and then I learned about the stock market. And as I was learning about stock market, like most people do, if they want to learn something, they go straight to YouTube or they Google it. For me, learning, like using a visual type learning, is better for me. So I go to YouTube and I learn about things. And there's different people posting, okay? There's all kind of people. Now, at this time, there was... I kept hearing people talk about GameStop, and then I was hearing people talk about Dogecoin. That was the big thing then, and then I heard people kept talking about AMC, and AMC came up a lot, okay, a lot. So there were people that I was watching. Then there's some people I got rid of for whatever reason. I didn't like their content or whatever. And I didn't feel like they were giving good information, so I stopped watching them. Then I come across Lou, right? So a lot of you guys, Lou's attitude and the way he came across was, to some people, it was kind of harsh. He said what's on his mind. He was straightforward. But when it came down to about stocks, from what I gathered out of a lot of stuff he was saying, it made a lot of sense to me. He said things that was believable, and some things that didn't make sense. But I kept finding myself, I kept watching this guy. Now, there was a couple of times where he would swear, he would, cuss and say things about people. And when it got to that point, like, it was more towards the beginning of his journey, I kind of felt like it was just overbearing. So I was like, I can't watch this guy. I can't believe he's on here talking about people, So I stopped watching him. And then, like most people that stop watching him, sometimes they find a video may pop up in their feed, so they click on it and see what he's talking about, especially if he titles it a certain way. But everybody was really on this AMC squeeze. That was the main thing. About they're doing the math and doing the numbers, and they're saying the price is wrong, the AMC should do this, and it's going to squeeze, and it's going to go to the moon. And I mean, not everybody was saying it was going to go to the moon. There were certain people that were saying that, and then certain people had a price prediction. Some people they were saying it can go to this number if this happens, okay? If that happens. But a lot of us followed Lou, listened to Lou. Just because he said something doesn't mean that you're supposed to do it or you follow his lead. You take the information you gather from him and other YouTubers, and you do what's best for you, okay? Now, I got in it when he started talking about AMC. Like there was other people. Hold on, guys. I don't know why that truck sound like that, but that's actually an Escalade truck that's over there sounding like that. No, it's a Tahoe. Okay, but anyway, so when I found out about Lou, and then I'm gonna tell you about some more people that I started watching, and they were all on the AMC train, right? Everybody. Now, some of these people are really good in the stock market. It doesn't mean they're millionaires, but they're on YouTube and they're talking about it, and you can see them doing trades and everything. Some have charts and all this other stuff. So, another person that I started watching was Trey Trades. He was really big on AMC and was, preaching about what could happen and the corruption and everything. And they all seen it. They all had a stake in AMC. And my brakes are getting bad. But they all had a stake in AMC. So there was Trey Trades. Another person I came across was Teddy Zane. A lot of you may know him. Later, I came across the Common Sense Investor. I watched him, then I stopped watching him, then I watched him. And because it seemed like his attitude kind of shifted or changed, so I started watching him again. And but Lou had a lot of good information. There was somebody else. Oh, Ape Father, which was just purely an entertainer for me. He's an entertaining guy. And then I found Al from Boston. And then later, I think I found the Mask Investor. Okay, so some of you may know those people, right? Like I said, some of the people I stopped watching, and then I started again. So, and I kind of found myself watching Lou again, because sometimes he would talk about life. He would say how some people are like, they're not using their brain and not thinking. Some people are selfish. I mean, he said all these things. But I will say, there are some people out there that just didn't like Lou for whatever reason. And I was one of them at first. Well, not at first, but halfway through. And then I, went back. I was like, well, he's funny, he's entertaining, so I can deal with him. And his whole attitude kind of changed. So he didn't say as much as he, like swearing and certain things, words he would say. He stopped saying those words for whatever reason. So just yesterday, was it today? No, yesterday. I've been working a lot. So yeah, it was today, this morning. So I'm going through looking at some stock stuff. And then I see one video and it was like, rest in peace, Lou. And I'm like, what? So I listened to it, and it was Teddy Zane's video. I listened to it, and I could not believe what I was hearing. Now, this is somebody kind of, like when you start watching somebody on YouTube, and you start seeing them every day, and they're funny, they're entertaining, and he helped kind of get a family together, pretty much, like the AMC. Okay, I'm watching this truck over here. He kind of got a lot of the AMC family together. Like everybody was on this AMC train, and everybody became like a big family. So everybody know him, right? This guy was like the man of AMC about when it comes to the AMC squeeze and what you should know. So I listened to Teddy's video, and even though they bumped heads a couple of times, he also bumped heads with the Ape Father. I'm not saying Teddy. Well, Teddy, I think Teddy Zane and Ape Father did bump heads a couple times. I think Lou and Ape Father bumped heads a couple times, but like when I was listening to Teddy, and I listened to everybody else's video. I even watched Eight Father's video about what happened, and he said what he wanted to say and how he felt. But when you hear stuff about people, even if it's your family member or someone that you used to be friends with, and then they became your enemy or whatever, or just anything like that. You see, my words are all over the place. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. But when you hear things like this, right at the second that you hear it, right in that second, you start to feel like shocked, surprised, and you kind of feel bad, like a bad feeling inside. Like, you know what I mean, when someone passes away, you feel this way. So I believe even for the people that didn't like him or had bad things to say about him in the past, and some people just say he is the reason why they lost a lot of money. Like, they put the blame on people that invest money. Sometimes they like to put the blame on people if they lost a lot. So I believe when people pass away and it's somebody that you hate or dislike, but you liked them before, or they was your friend before, then all of a sudden they became your enemy. I believe right at the second that you find out something happened to them, you have this empty feeling. You feel like, dang, they're gone. And then if you're a person that didn't like them, then that second part comes back. This is what I believe, okay? But from what I understand, Eight Fathers at Lou said some harmful things about his family, but that's them. But we have to be, we have to be, I don't know what I'm trying to say. We have to be, if it's somebody that you don't like or you're enemies with, you just never know when people are just going to be gone, okay? Now, when I went back and I started looking at Lou's videos, I found myself looking at multiple videos of his, okay? And I'm sure everybody did this too. They went back and they started looking at multiple videos of Lou, and they seen how his body and how he was losing weight over time, okay? And he always, every now and then throughout the years, he talked about, going to the hospital, doing this and doing this major surgery. And then when it came time to do it, he was still making videos, right? He was still telling people, like, to be smart, get what you can out the market, because, there's some bad people in the market. And, he said what he wanted to say. He even made videos even when he was in the hospital. Some videos he didn't even show his face. He just made videos, okay? And when he made those videos, it seemed like he was kind of putting messages out there for you guys to absorb, but at the same time, he felt like he couldn't just say everything, okay? Because he didn't know the outcome of his surgery or what's going to happen. I think there was a couple of videos where he said he hope he wakes up, or they're gonna put him to sleep. He don't know what's going to happen, and this and that. Just kept going on and on. Now, from what I've heard, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard he had some type of surgery, and after the surgery, he had complications. And from what I heard, that he was having, he had an infection. Like, after surgery, they had an infection, and then he ended up passing away due from the infection. And it could be like sepsis or something. It could be poison in the blood or anything. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that happened to when they go to the hospital. They have an infection or something after they have a surgery, so you gotta be real careful. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but Lou was really one of the ones that really kind of kept me into the stock market. He was one of the ones that kind of just told me, like, there's wolves out there. Be careful, be mindful. And then even when he knew the AMC squeeze play was going to turn a different direction, because if this happens, if this happens, he kind of felt like he knew which way it was going to go. So when it got to a stopping point or a brick wall where he knew, like, you know what, I need to get out, he got out of it. Like, any person that invests knows, if you've been in it long enough, you know, like, once you get to a certain point, you got a risk tolerance. You got to just get out or you're going to lose everything. Okay. Now, prior to him getting out, I had AMC, and when I had an out price of $27, when it got down to $27, I just got out of it. I'm like, I'm not holding anymore. Now, I had a couple of shares on another platform. I held like 2 shares on another platform in case that moon squeeze came, right? And, you know, you can't take all your eggs out the basket. So I kept a couple to the side just in case. And it's still there to this day. I don't care what happens to it, because it's only 2. But I got out at 27, so I was pretty much okay with what I had. Okay. The profit I had, I was fine, totally fine. But I don't know. It's like this vibe that's over the whole AMC community. It may even hit the TV news or some news or something, because I'm pretty sure people in the stock market knows about him. Like, people that work there, people in the market, news media. I'm pretty sure someone's going to either mention him or say something on some type of news, and you're going to kind of hear about it. Maybe. But that's it, guys. It's just shocking to see people that, you know, they kind of guided you and then they're just gone, and they kind of knew that they was going to, you know, that something could happen and they may not come back the next day, or they go into surgery and they may not make out of it. They may not come out of it. Some people, you know, they prepare for that and they know that. That's it, guys. So, I don't know. Just be nice to everybody. That's all I can say. Be nice to everybody, guys. You never know when the next person's going to be gone. It could be anybody, the next YouTuber, people you watch, people you hate when you watch them. You did like them, and then you hate them, and then you like them. Like, you shouldn't go on there and say mean things to people, and then you done left a mean message out there, and they receive that, and then they pass away with an angry or a hateful message that they received. I think I explained that okay. But that's it, guys. I have to go. Leave your comment, and see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.